Good day, everyone. So my topic talks about the several techniques for auditing computer applications. Control testing techniques provide information about the accuracy and the completeness of an application's processes. These tests follow two general approaches. We have our first, the black box approach or around the computer approach, and second is the white box approach or through the computer approach. We will going to discuss first the black box approach. So for the black box testing approach, it is also called as auditing around the computer approach. Here, auditor does not create any test data for testing the application. The auditor does not know about the internal logic of the program. The auditor only checks the functionality of the system and output, and also the auditor verifies whether the system is working correctly or not. Um, it is also used for simple applications. So for the white box approach is where auditors audits through the computers, where software program used to process the transaction is tested and reliance is placed on such testing results. Computer assisted audit techniques are used in white box approach. Okay, we also have here more common types of test controls. We have first authenticity test, which verify that an individual, a program procedure, or a message such as an EDI transmission attempting to access a system is authentic. Authenticity controls includes user IDs, passwords, valid vendor codes, and authority tables. Next is accuracy test, which ensure that the system processes only data values that conform to specified tolerances. Example of these are includes range test, field test, and limit test. Next is the completeness test, which identify missing data with a single record and entire record missing from a batch. The types of tests performed are field test, record sequence test, hash totals, and control totals. We also have here redundancy test, which determine that an application processes each record only once. Redundancy controls includes the reconciliation of batch totals, record counts, hash totals, and financial control totals. Also, a common type of test of controls is access test, which ensure that the application prevents authorized user from unauthorized access to data. Access controls includes password, authority tables, user-defined procedures, data encryption, and inference controls. Next is an audit trail test, which ensures that the application creates an adequate audit trail. This includes evidence that an application records all transactions in a transaction log, posts data values to the appropriate accounts, procedure complete transaction listings, and generates error files and reports for all exceptions. And the last is rounding error test, which verify the correctness of rounding procedures. Rounding error occur in accounting information when the level of precision used in the calculation is greater than that used in reporting. An example of this is interest calculations on bank account balances may have a precision of 5 decimal places, whereas only 2 decimal places are needed to report balances. If the remaining 3 decimal places are simply dropped, the total interest calculated for the total number of accounts may not equal the sum of the individual calculations.
Please answer the questions that I prepared before we conclude. Thank you.
That would be all for my report, and thank you for listening.